Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Oh, thank you just everybody who's watching. All right. Well, today I got a read on Michael Flynn's tweet or what have you, calling for martial law. Would Trump attempt it? Now, I saw that he had another trick up his sleeve. And I thought that was going to be about mostly riling up the base and calling on them to back him up. But yet that feels incomplete to me. So let's look. Is he going to attempt it? Is Trump going to attempt to declare martial law? Let's see. Death, 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords. Boy, those are interesting cards, aren't they? To me, the Death card suggests he would like to, but they'll put a stop to it. There's regrets, there's disappointments. I feel like the disappointment may be about Bill Barr, right? Not saying there's enough election fraud to sway the election. And then we have the 5 of Swords. What's that 5 of Swords? He wants to win at any cost. He absolutely does want to win at any cost. He tries, but because of these recent disappointments, I just don't think he can do it. There's that Tower. Opportunity, Queen of Wands. It's changed. It's a new day. It's a new day. There's a change. Things will change from here on out. This is a Tower time, but again with that Tower. But there's actually opportunity here. And yes, I do think it's going to come out that this man certainly wanted to declare martial law. Is he going to try? Is he going to try? Victory, 2 of Cups. So no, that's agreement he may have with the Republicans. And Queen of Coins. It kind of depends upon what they're willing to let him do. And wealthy donor, what she's willing to let him do. Victory. He's still declaring victory, isn't he now? He's still declaring victory. He's still doing that. He's still hanging in there. But he's isolated. He's isolated and worried. So, you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing the rhetoric will continue to be concerning, frightening, potentially frightening. However, like the Tower showing up on the bottom of the deck, and it just did again, is about when things show up on the bottom of the deck, sometimes that's the shadow. Sometimes that's the possible. Sometimes that's the what's going on underneath. So the Tower, there's a lot going on underneath, but it's going to be the end of him. He's out of here. He's out of here. Yeah, there's a lot going on. He is, he's crazy. So I think he has bought into some QAnon stuff, and that's why the Justice Department, well, Bill Barr would say to get these executions done, but just following orders. But that's why the Justice Department wanted to change method of execution to firing squad if possible, if necessary, or electric chair again if necessary, and change that law, which is just, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that. It's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely, just feels so evil, Here, Tower underneath too. Yeah, okay. So was that spirit, was that change in the law, is this part of Trump's plan to try to declare martial law and, yes, have the military tribunals and things like the QAnon people say to drag Democratic opponents in front of them and execute them? Is that indeed what he was thinking? Chariot, pulling ahead really fast. The World, success, 3 of Coins. The world. You know what? I think he doesn't think that that can happen. I think he doesn't think that that can happen. But he is, but he has consulted with people about it. He's consulted with experts about it. Can I get away with this? Can I do this? He certainly has. But the answers he was given have to do with the world. The world is watching. Not only the world is watching, but we're just not that kind. You know, our military would never, ever go along with that. And the Chariot, he just doesn't know what to do. He's pulled forward so quickly, he only has so much time. Is it going to be the Sphinx on the left or the Sphinx on the right? It's going to be him or Biden. I think that he doesn't believe it is possible, but he is courting the QAnon people. Is that about right? Yeah, it's one of the wands he's carrying. It's one of the things he is trying to have some hope. He wants to devastate. Well, throw a lot of swords, right? Throw a lot of swords. And so there's many tweets, there's many directions. He is trying to stir up the QAnon people, definitely. You know, convince them that if our military won't do it, then their military should. Yeah. Does it? And I've never seen much success with that. Isolated incidences, though, that are very, you know, I've seen. What's success? I mean, certainly they don't take over. Certainly they don't come forward in numbers like that. But there are some incidents, I feel like. There's fighting and there's debate. But there is debate among these militia groups, too. Do we do this? He shouldn't assume that they're all in. 6 of coins and the Queen of Swords. That we're going to hear about these things in the press. We're going to hear a lot more about how he's courting that in the press. Yeah, he can't. It's just not going to be. It's going to be mostly rhetoric. It's going to be mostly things we're hearing about. It's not going to be like, you know, a militia rises up and takes a major city. No. Not that. That's never what I've seen. Never. But, you know, he does wish to create enough trouble. Does he really think that creating some trouble is going to do it? What does he think is going to happen there? I think he's losing hope that it would. We have investigation, right? We have the FBI on this. You bet they're on this. And then we have the magician manifesting. It's a trick. It's a trick. Then we have the... He simply, I feel like for some reason he just wants to delay something. He wants to delay maybe leaving the White House. He wants to cast enough doubt on things that some election is redone. But it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. No, and I think he kind of knows it. So, well, that's good to know. I just had to check. These things are, you know, terribly concerning. The Wheel of Fortune. Here's the deal. I think that the press is going to dig in after he's gone, and we're going to hear about some pretty horrifying things that were happening under the scenes. The tower on the bottom of the deck. We're going to hear about some pretty horrifying things. But I do not think that he's going to be successful in any of them. We have a major military leader, I don't know which one, coming out and saying we defend the Constitution. Again, saying we defend, was it Millie? We again defend the Constitution, and we would not go along with that kind of thing. The martial law suggestion by Michael Flynn. I think Trump thought that if he pardoned Michael Flynn, he could sort of install Michael Flynn as a general. Can he do that? He can't do that, I don't think. I don't think he can do that. Tower, 2 of Wands, the High Priestess. There's some mysteries about that. He's weighing his options. It was an option he hoped for, but he may install Michael Flynn somewhere in a leadership position for national security. Oh, these cards again. I don't know, though. I just don't think that the Republicans are for that at all. They might allow him to. I mean, he's going to be out in a month anyway. Because I just kind of felt that they may. They really may. They really may. Because he's going to be out in a month anyway. But they have decisively, the Republican senators and governors have decisively let him know they are not on board with a coup. They are simply not on board with that. And Bill Barr has let him know. Bill Barr is not on board with that. So, thank God. I feel a lot better. I feel a lot better. Look at these Republicans, though. Maybe this is where I remember feeling like it's going to hurt them more than anybody, their futures politically, that they backed Trump. And now I think I'm seeing how that's going to unfold, because they are alienating Trump voters, and they're earning the wrath of them. And so I think in the future it's going to be a lot harder to get elected, a lot harder. So I think that's there. And some of those supporters, death threats galore. That's just what they do. Yeah, ridiculous, talking about, military tribunals and nonsense. So they're courting QAnon is what they're doing. And trying to maintain that base for another election in the future. Absolutely they are. Absolutely they are. Yeah, and divisiveness, which is a priority for Russia, although they have, I think, kept a lower profile during all of this. But yeah, I still think there's communication between Trump and Putin, maybe via an intermediary. There is. I still think there is. Yes. Now, okay, Spirit. So what else should we know about that? About his desire to declare martial law. What else should we know? No, he's not gonna. Nope. Death card. His plan is dies. 6 of Swords. He has to leave. And it's time. I am a little concerned. Does that death card mean that there will be death associated with that, though? Magician. Tower. He wants to manifest something. There's a deep mystery. I have felt this too, that some of these groups, these far, far right groups, they're fringe, have been, there's too many of them though, have been planning something. They talk. Whether they'll do it or not, there may be, yeah, I just feel like, okay, so what I'm seeing is the FBI coming out with something saying they have learned of a plan by this such and such group, domestic terrorists, white supremacist kind of group, and they have headed it off at the pass. That's what I'm hearing. Now, I know they did that with the plan against Gretchen Whitmer. It's New Beginning flew out. That's a good card to fly it out, you guys. New Beginning. I just see them doing that. I see them doing that. Okay. All right. They're on this. All right. Well, I just wanted to look at that. What else should we know, Spirit, before we go? Let's see. We got the Knight of Wands. We've got the Four of Cups. We got the 10. Yeah. Okay, so big business, inherited money. They're not buying the rhetoric, but neither are they wanting certain investigations to move forward either into Trump. Interesting. Something to watch for. All right. Okay. Well, I thank you all so very, very much. And I thank you for being involved citizens. And we'll see you again. Bye-bye.